In 1955 and 1956, Linton Satterthwaite, curator of the American section of
Terrifying finds that science can't explain. Since ancient times, we've tried to explain numerous miraculous things that exist on our planet. The majority of such things are now explained scientifically. However, there are still some terrifying mysterious finds that are hard to believe, and it seems like not even science can explain these things. Today we're going to talk about some unique and mysterious discoveries that still science cannot explain. But before going on, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more daily videos. Number 1. The Sea Land Skull, Denmark. In 2007, builders dug up a strange skull in Denmark. At first it was mistaken for the skull of a horse, but then it turned out to look more like that of a human. The skull is bigger than a human skull. The large eye size might indicate that this being might have lived in a dark environment. They also noticed the relative small nose hole. When scientists examined the skull, they were surprised because the remains didn't belong to any creature known to science.
Segments of DNA from at least one Paracas skull that doesn't fit Homo sapiens.
Even though they were no more than 800 years old, while scientists are trying to figure out who the skull belongs to, an artist has rendered an interpretation of what the creature would look like. Number 2. Phantom pain. Phantom pain is a syndrome to those people who have lost a limb, can feel severe pain in the missing part of the body. Just think about it. The person has lost an arm or leg, but periodically continues to experience unpleasant sensations in it. How the hell is this even possible? Although this condition is detrimental to the patients, its origin was not clear to medicine. However, a couple of years ago, Swedish scientist Max Ortiz-Catalan decided to use augmented reality technology to research and treat phantom pain, and it seems he chose the right direction. Ortiz-Catalan found out that after the amputation of a limb, the neurons that were controlling it lose their job.
Researchers found that only 13% of patients reported pain 6 months later.
They have nothing else to do. They do not receive signals and do not process them into commands from time to time. They still have a surge of activity. What happens if it coincides with the activity of neurons responsible for pain perception? That's right, there will be sensations of pain in the missing arm or leg based on this data. The scientist has developed a special treatment method. The patient sees himself on the screen with a limb created using augmented reality and tries to control it. Gradually, the neurons responsible for the movement of the missing limb reactivate, and the connection with the pain receptors weakens. Isn't this a miracle? Number 3. No one knows why Saturn's North Pole has a swirling hexagon-shaped storm. The number of galaxies in the observed universe alone is estimated at more than 500 billion. However, for a start, it would be nice to understand our solar system, which has many mysteries that cannot be explained by science. For example, for at least 4 decades, an extremely strange storm has been raging near the North Pole of Saturn. It was discovered in 1981 during the Voyager mission. At Saturn's North Pole, there's a weather system the size of 2 Earths, in the curious shape of a hexagon. The storm was photographed and observed for years by NASA's Cassini spacecraft, but it remains mysterious. The only other naturally occurring hexagonal shape scientists have found is in crystals, so they have no idea how Saturn's storm came to look like this. To make matters more confusing, the storm appears to have changed colors, shifting from turquoise to yellow over just a few years.
Hexagon is a Saturn hurricane. This is a view from directly over the North Pole.
In addition, over 4 years of observations, the color of the hexagon has changed several times. Maybe there is some logical explanation behind this behavior. Scientists have tried to find it using 3-dimensional modeling. They came to the conclusion that the unusual shape of the vortex is due to the movement of strong polar cyclones and special processes of heat transfer. Sounds a little too vague, doesn't it? Well, the important thing is, it poses no threat to the Earth. Number 4. The Acambari figures. The Acambaro figures are about 33,000 small ceramic figurines, allegedly found by Valdemar Julstred in July 1944 in the Mexican city of Acambaro, Guanajuato. The figurines are said by some to resemble dinosaurs and are sometimes cited as anachronisms. It's a good thing we don't live alongside dinosaurs, but maybe that wasn't always the case.
Here's a little baby Brontosaurus over here, and a tiny T-Rex over there.
As evidenced, these 33,000 figurines were made some 5,000 years ago, but the most stunning part about them is that most of them depict dinosaurs.
Over years, we've sort of said, hey man, if I saw this solo.
No one's supposed to have known about dinosaurs at that time, because their existence wasn't discovered until the 19th century. But some of these figurines resemble UFOs too, so maybe that's the key. Number 5. Unique mushrooms grow only in Texas and Japan, and scientists can't explain it. Mushrooms grow on the rotting stumps of a cedar elm tree. It looks like a tiny fluffy American soccer ball, but soon it begins to expand and open radially into a star-like arrangement of leathery rays. How can you resist picking it tough to find a star-shaped mushroom? In Texas, the mushroom is known as the devil's cigar, since it looks like a cigar before it opens into a star shape. The Chorioactis geister is the only mushroom species in the Chorioactis genus, and it's found only in Texas and Japan. The two locations are on the same latitude, but mycologists have not been able to figure out why these mushrooms grow only in these two spots. A 2004 study of the mushroom's DNA, published by Harvard University Herbaria, suggested that the populations were separated into two lineages about 19 million years ago. Number 6. 3,000-year-old wooden toe prosthetic discovered on Egyptian mummy. Near the Egyptian Luxor, archaeologists found the oldest prosthesis. In history, a prosthetic big toe made of wood and leather was found on the leg of a mummy of a woman buried in 950 BC. The quality of the work is simply amazing, considering the level of medicine at that time. Number 7. The Valley of the Pitchers. These mysterious objects are located in the province of Jianghuang in Laos. Thousands of gigantic stone vessels are scattered among the dense tropical flora. After all, thousands of huge stone pitchers were found here, which are 3 meters tall and weigh 6 tons. Scientists still have no idea how the containers ended up here and what they were used for. The most popular theories claim that these pitchers were used to collect rainwater or as a crematorium. Number 8. Planet 9. However, today, we already learned that when it comes to space, nothing can be said with absolute certainty in light of recent research. There is every reason to believe there is yet another planet on the outskirts of our solar system. We are talking about the so-called Planet 9, which scientists have been searching for since 2014.
And since it seems that Planet 9 doesn't have the impressive size of a gas giant, but is bigger than any rocky planet,
it is believed to be 10 times larger than the Earth and 20 times farther from the Sun than Neptune. But even from this distance, Planet 9 exerts an incredible force. A group of astrophysicists led by Konstantin Fatiguing believes that this hypothetical planet explains a long-standing mystery.
When I was in elementary school, I did learn that Pluto was, in fact.
Planet 9 was hypothesized to be responsible for the 6-degree tilt of the Sun's axis, relative to the orbits of the planets. There is another indicator there might be a 9th planet in the Kuiper belt, near the orbit of Neptune. Objects rotate in the opposite direction to all other bodies in the solar system. This could only be explained by powerful gravitational forces. Perhaps a worthy replacement has been found for Pluto. Time will tell. Number 9. Dancing Forest. There's no explanation for these curved trees in the dancing forest in Russia. There is a place on our planet you should stay away from. It looks as if nothing good is happening there. Let's take a look at it. In the middle of the ordinary coniferous forest, between the Baltic Sea and the Kuronian Lagoon, there is a place where trees twist under the influence of an inexplicable force. With pine trees that are contorted into spirals, rings, and other configurations. They were planted in the 1960s and are the only tree species to ever do this. According to Atlas Obscura, some theories include extreme winds, unstable soil, and interference from caterpillars. Some locals call it the Drunken Forest. If witches existed, they would probably live somewhere near this anomaly. Locals also believe in supernatural explanation. They believe that positive and negative energies collide right above the dancing forest. Skeptics blame the wind for the unusual tree shapes. scientists have yet to figure out the reason for the strange shape of the trees. There are two theories. Now, one of them says that the unstable sand of the dune in turn makes the trees unstable. Another more common theory says caterpillars damage the pine shoots, and it begins to grow at a strange angle. None of the explanations are confirmed, so we can only guess whether supernatural forces are involved or not. That's all for today. Write in the comments about your strange discoveries. And don't forget to like the video and hit the notification bell icon. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.